Hey, everybody, it's Jade. I hope you find yourselves faring well on this Skol Saturday. Every day is a Skol day, even though that the Purple aren't playing, and there's only 2 teams left, and there's only 1 game left, and we only have 1 day to wait and see what goes down and who is going to be crowned champion for the 2021 season. But before I get into the big game prediction, I'm of course going to make a pick. I just wanted to touch on some Purple news, of course, of Vikings fans. Even though, we're currently in the Vikings off season, there's a lot going down with the Minnesota Vikings. So in 2 days, basically come Monday, the Minnesota Vikings, it sounds like, are officially going to have their head coach, Kevin O'Connell, because Kevin O'Connell, he's still coaching right now because the team he coaches for, the LA Rams, they're in the Super Bowl. So hopefully it's a little bit of nice positive foreshadowing for his time with the Purple, but we shall see. So it sounds like come Monday, Kevin O'Connell will be officially announced as the Vikings head coach. And then as far as coaches go, I'm just looking into my nerd notes here, people. A big one, actually, that we lost, it sounds more like morose, like Andre Patterson, basically. He's no longer with the Minnesota Vikings. He was a defensive line coach and then co-defensive coordinator. I'm pretty sure those were his titles. It sounds like he's going to the New York Giants, crucial coach for the Purple. So it's kind of like parting is such sweet sorrow, but hopefully he does really, really well out with the New York Giants. But that's definitely a bummer, a little bit of a loss for the Minnesota Vikings. But we can't expect with like a new head coach, new general manager for the Minnesota Vikings to just like stay the same. In fact, I mean, me personally, I don't want them to stay the same. All right. So there's going to be, good changes and bad changes. And it depends too. It's all subjective too, depending on who you are and what you think about the team. And so moving on to from coaches to Pizza Ranch Boy. The Pizza Boy has finally spoken. He's been pretty quiet since Zimmer and Spielman have been let go. And it sounds like Spielman, too. I don't know if he's officially taken the job with Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't know if he's going to be general manager or whatever. He's doing something with Jacksonville. So have fun with Trevor Lawrence and the Jags down there, Rick Spielman. So we'll see what happens down there. And so moving on here again to Pizza Ranch Boy, none other than Kirk Cousins. Pretty much mum's the word from Kirk ever since Spielman and Zimmer have departed or were basically shown the door with the Minnesota Vikings. But now that it sounds like, like I said about 2 minutes ago, Kevin O'Connell will be announced as the Minnesota Vikings new head coach come Monday, 2 days. Okay, now it's okay for Pizza Boy to talk a little bit. So I don't know what show he was on or podcast or whatever, but Kirk was basically singing the praises of Kevin. They worked together in Kirk's final season when Kirk was with Washington. I think that was 2017. Kevin O'Connell was the quarterback's coach in Washington. So basically Kirk was saying, he's looking forward to being reunited. And it's like, well, what if the team plans to get rid of you, Kirk, and there's actually not going to be a Kirk and Kevin reunion at all? Maybe Kevin has kind of been seen behind the scenes. Hey, listen, Purple people, you want to go to a Super Bowl? Well, you know what? Kirk Cousins, not your answer. Not your answer. We need to give him the boot. So we shall see. I'm very intrigued to learn or to, kind of see how the cards land, I guess, with the Vikings. Are they going to keep Kirk Cousins or are they not going to keep Kirk Cousins? It's like the elephant in the room. Thanks, Rick. Thank you for leaving that elephant in the middle of the room for us. And so basically back to Kirk talking about Kevin. Kirk saying that Kevin's a very, very hard worker. And Kirk was kind of going on about how Kevin's a young dude and, young coaches, maybe there's a little bit of trepidation or a little bit of worry choosing somebody that has never been a head coach before. But Kirk was kind of also comparing him to like Sean McVay, and I think he was comparing him to, I don't know if it was Matt LaFleur or, yeah, I think it was Matt LaFleur, but basically saying, well, you know what, they can do it, they're young, and, they're head coaches, and look at them thrive. Kevin can do it, and, I'm not going to disagree with Kirk there, like, age ain't nothing but a number, and so I'm hoping, as a Vikings fan, that, Kevin O'Connell can maybe turn into, like, a Sean McVay 2.0, because Sean McVay, once again, to mention the LA Rams, is coaching one of the teams that is about to play in the big game tomorrow. And also Kirk was talking about how Kevin was part of his development because, like I said previously, Kevin was the quarterback's coach in Washington when Kirk was on his final year there. So, I mean, with Kirk, though, he always says the right thing. He's he would be great in politics. I've said this before, I'm saying it again. He would be so great in politics. Like, Kirk Cousins always is, like, saying the right thing, very clean-cut image there. Not gonna, you can't ruffle his feathers, but sometimes you can. Just saying calm, cool, and collected, aka Robot Boy. All right. So, obviously, I mean, it's not in Kirk's, like, mannerisms or characteristics to come out and be like, oh yeah, Kevin, sure, we worked together 1 year, but I don't really know how that went. I don't know. And yeah, he's pretty young. I mean, he's not very much older than me, and he thinks he's going to be a head coach. Like, Kirk's never going to say that. He's never going to say that. Just how Justin Jefferson kind of was talking about Kirk Cousins this last week too. And, Justin Jefferson, he's too much a professional, too much of a mature professional to come out and say, I would much rather have Joe Burrow throwing to me, for example. Like, no, he said that Kirk's, if he works with Kirk again, I'm not taking this verbatim, but basically he was singing praises of Kirk. He wasn't talking smack about Kirk. He was, saying that Kirk's a good quarterback. If he's my quarterback, that's my quarterback. Justin Jefferson saying a mature answer. He doesn't make those decisions. Who's going to be his quarterback? He's just going to show up and do his job. Anyway, I'm kind of spiraling a little bit there, but new head coach in a couple of days for the Vikings officially. Andre Patterson, parting is such sweet sorrow, and Pizza Ranch boy has finally spoken after the Pro Bowl. It's like, did anybody even watch the Pro Bowl? I don't really think so. And so now on to the big game tomorrow. So it's the Cincinnati Bengals. Technically, they're the home team tomorrow, even though the game is being played in Los Angeles. So Cincinnati Bengals hosting the LA Rams. And just because of, my allegiance, my friendship, of course, with Payo Time, who's an LA Rams YouTuber. If you all have not checked out his channel, go check out his channel. Great dude, makes awesome content. I am pulling for the Ramily tomorrow. I hope for Payo Time and the rest of the Rams fans that they can get this one. And two, I've always been a fan of Matthew Stafford, and now that Matthew Stafford is the quarterback for the Rams, I hope he finally gets the success that he deserves. Been in the league for a long time. And, with Cincinnati, too, like, nothing against Cincinnati. I actually think their story is pretty cool, too. Like, what was it, 2 years ago? They had only won, like, 2 games, and I like the moxie with Joe Burrow. I like the confident attitude. I like the underdog story. And I can't remember which Bengal came out and said that the team was going to try to win the big one for Harambe. I think I'm saying that. Harambe? Yeah, the gorilla, RIP, that died a few years ago. So, I mean, of course, it's just, if both teams could win, I'd be cool with that. I'm hoping for a great game. But again, just because of my allegiance, my friendship with Payo Time, I'm pulling for the Rams. So I hope they get the victory. And but if the Bengals end up getting the victory, I mean, again, I like an underdog story, and I like the Joe Burrow and like Jamar Chase, great players. So I'm just hoping it's going to be a good game and it's going to be exciting and that we are entertained. But I looked at the stars and the planets. You guys know how I do. I looked at the astrology of the game, and I'm hoping to do another video, maybe to deep dive into the chart a little bit more. But basically, the way that I'm reading the stars, reading the birth chart for the game tomorrow, it looks like, in my opinion, and we'll see how it turns out, that the LA Rams are going to be victorious, the way that I'm reading the chart. But we shall see. I'm hoping that the Rams get the victory, but there's also some things in the chart too where I'm like, Bengals maybe might have a little bit of a surprise, might have something up their sleeves. So again, I'm just hoping for a great game, but I'm gonna say the Rams partially, again, just because I hope that happens. But now I'm gonna have to pick a score too, and the score actually I didn't really think about at all. So let's say, oh man, I was gonna 30 to 27. I'm gonna predict 30 to 27. LA Rams over the Cincinnati Bengals for the big game tomorrow. So definitely, everybody, let me know what you think about the purple, about the big game, and thanks so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend and enjoy the big game tomorrow, your snacks and all the commercials, the halftime show, and all that jazz too. Hoping it's gonna be a fun one. So yeah, cheers everybody. Hope you take care. And again, thanks for hanging out with me. So I'll check you on the flip side later. P.S. Mar, hi to you and Kitty. Has she been coming out a little bit more since it's warmer up there? Is it warmer up there? I actually don't even really know. But hi to you both. I miss you, and I hope you're taking care. All right, everybody, have a nice one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.